What's going on, everybody? We did it. We completed our spooky season. What's going on? I'm Carson Higgins, and you're watching the Filmstruck Film Club, baby. We watch a movie every week. Come on down and hang out. Follow us so that you can keep up, because we put out a movie every week, and then we watch it, and then we do something like this. This is my buddy Groot, by the way. If you've never been here before, we always do this. If you've been here forever, then yeah, say hi to your buddy. You guys, we watched our fourth film in this spooky season lineup. We did a great Halloween month this year. We always try to stick to, spooky stuff for October. And we did great, you guys. We watched A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Excellent vampire movie. We watched a classic, The Blob, the original. We watched a Universal horror film, The Black Cat. And then we watched a brand new movie that's only been out for less than a week. Watch, as I make this video right now, this movie's been available on Netflix for about a week. It is none other than Mr. Henry Selick. If you're not familiar with him, you are. He is actually the director of Nightmare Before Christmas. It always says Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just his story, and he produced it, and he was hot at the time, so Disney slammed his name on there. Because let's face it, there would be no Nightmare Before Christmas without Tim Burton. But it is brought to life through stunning stop-motion animation by none other than Henry Selick, who later on went on to go work at Laika Entertainment, which is, for my money, the best stop-motion animation studio ever, where he directed Coraline, written by Neil Gaiman. Great dude. But this is his newest film, just came out. It's co-written with Jordan Peele, based on an idea that Henry Selick had many moons ago. And it's none other than Wendell Wild, 2022 stop-motion, Netflix animated Halloween banger. This movie's great. If you look at the reviews, they pretty much say a lot of the same things. First of all, it has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, so critics dig it. But yeah, they do mention that the story kind of gets a little convoluted, maybe loses a little steam towards the end, but that the overall look, feel, vibe, characters are a 10 out of 10. Which they are. I mean, you get Key and Peele, who are just, one of the great comedy duos of the 21st century, playing these two demons, Wendell and Wild, who want to make their way to the land of the living so that they can finally build their dream fair. They want to make like a carnival theme park. But they have been banished by Belzer, whose voice fantastically by Ving Rhames, where they've been banished to just helping him grow hair with some magic hair cream. But we do start this film. Our lead character is a girl named Kat. Really cool punk rock chick named Kat. And we find out in the very first scene that when she was a little girl, her parents tragically died. She wound up in kind of multiple homes, kind of in the juvenile delinquent category a little bit. Winds up in a program where she, as a teenager, is sent to a Catholic school, boarding school, I guess. She in this time, she's been really beating herself up over the death of her parents. She, as she comes of age, becomes what's known as a Hell Maiden, where her demons, right, happen to be these two dudes, Wendell and Wild. So it is just such a cool idea. They build a really fascinating world in this film, and frankly, they could have maybe stretched it into multiple films, but stop motion is such a tedious, meticulous style of work that it's probably a pain in the ass to be we're gonna do another one. So yeah, they put it all into one film. And does it get a little convoluted? Maybe. I found myself following along pretty easily. I mean, it is rated PG-13, but because it is, a stop-motion animated film that's very Halloween-centric, it's geared towards a younger audience, but it does deal with all kinds of adult themes. I mean, one of the biggest overarching themes of the film is the prison industrial complex, because there are these two characters who have for years been wanting to open a private prison in the town where this takes place, and they may or may not have burned down the family brewery that Kat's parents owned. We just don't know. But yeah, there's some just spectacular actors working in this film. I already mentioned Ving Rhames, Kane Peele. Angela Bassett plays a nun named Miss Helly, and I'm not gonna spoil that. Yeah, she's great. James Hong, who's like maybe one of the most credited actors in movie history. Most things he's ever. I don't know how to say it, but he plays Father Best, I think is his name, and he's hysterical. It's a really funny movie. Like I appreciated the humor so much. It was so nice to see another Henry Selick movie. I'm such a fan of his. Nightmare Before Christmas is just an all-time favorite of mine. I recently rewatched Coraline and found myself liking it even more than I remembered. But man, when I saw it in 3D, that was so cool. Anyway, yeah, he's also done James and the Giant Peach, a movie that didn't do very well called Monkey Bone. But the guy is a genius. I mean, Henry Selick is just an absolute artist with a capital A. And he's got another one. And thank God it's on Netflix, honestly. I mean, it's so nice. So, you know, we maybe moan some of these things where movies go straight to streaming or whatever, but when you're putting out good stuff that you can enjoy at home, it's kind of nice. And I would have liked to see Wendell Wild maybe on a big screen with 3D glasses on. I bet it would have been even cooler. But yeah, another thing that I really wanted to touch on is the music. Woo! Music is badass in this movie. First of all, Kat, our lead character, is a bit of a punk chick, right? Which is something that she inherited the love of this music from her father, who's got the coolest boombox ever called the Cyclops. But something that I didn't really realize, I mean, there's this great needle drop towards the end where this TV on the radio song comes on, and it was sick as hell. But in doing a little research afterwards, I realized that all of the bands that are used in this film for the soundtrack are all with either like a black lead singer or it's an all-black band. And so it's a nice way to bring up the representation element of this film. Kat is a young black girl. Her friend at school is a non-binary character named Raoul. There's an Indian girl, Asian girl. The priest is an Asian guy. Even the villains are, you know, an interracial couple of a black guy with a Boris Johnson wig and a really ridiculous-looking, almost Cruella de Vil white lady. But there's just like the representation in this film is worth mentioning because I can't really think of very many animated films that have a black lead character and a black girl lead character. So it's really kind of nice that that Jordan Peele. I want to say it was probably a lot of Jordan Peele's influence because I know this was a story written by Henry Selick. But once Jordan Peele came on and became co-writer and a producer, I think they probably reworked a lot of the community in the film. And it really makes for a nice modern representative story that I think, you know, anybody of any age, of any color can see this movie and enjoy the story and enjoy the characters. And I'm gonna cut this. No, I'm not. You guys, Wendell Wild, I can't recommend it enough. I don't want to like spoil too much of the story. One thing I liked about going into this movie is that I didn't know too much about it, so it got to kind of unfold naturally for me, and I want that to happen to you. So if you haven't yet, go to your Netflix account or your sister's Netflix account, whoever's account you use, and throw this thing on because it is, even though Halloween's over, it's a great autumnal animated film and one that I think will be a Halloween season classic. Boom, it's got the Filmstruck Film Club stamp on it now. Go ahead and follow us if you're not already because we're going to have another film. I'm going to be picking another one tomorrow. But we pick one every week, like I said at the beginning. So come on down and join Groot and I, man. We've been watching movies forever. We're nearing 200 films in this club. So let's go, y'all. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Keep it real. Enjoy your demons.